Right now on SAU Weekly, Student Forum.
A lot of things are changing quickly, so we just want students to be as informed as possible.
SGA addresses a growing issue facing higher ed, and far from home.
When war started, we evacuated to Poland.
Amid the war between Ukraine and Russia, what one of our own here at St. Ambrose wants you to know. And in sports, Nationals bound. Men's bowling looks to strike gold in Las Vegas.
Good hustle, good hustle. Bang, bang.
And all in.
He's the best dress coach that possibly in intramural history.
How one intramural coach brings his own March Madness to the hardwood.
Hey, we're good, we're good, we're good.
Your latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University starts right now.
Welcome to this edition of SAU Weekly, your source for the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Grant Ward.
And I'm Evie Breitbach.
On Sunday, St. Ambrose President Dr. Amy Novak and the Student Government Association hosted a student forum to address ongoing developments affecting diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at private universities. I was in attendance to hear from students.
The language still suggested that universities needed to move away from diversity, equity, and inclusion offices.
The Rogalski Center ballroom was set up for open discussion.
Just had a regular kind of sit-down, check-in meeting with President Novak a couple of weeks ago, and this is one of the topics. I think our main objective was just try and get information out to students. A lot of things are changing, quickly, so things are very fluid, so we just want students to be as informed as possible.
Students who attended.
I came here primarily to figure out where St. Ambrose was standing.
We're hoping to hear good news.
Knowing that it isn't immediately impacting students is a good relief.
Especially members of PRISM, the on-campus group for LGBTQ+ students and allies.
I know at least for our community there's been a lot of concerns, especially with Iowa-specific legislation. Our campus necessarily hasn't had a lot of public information spread about how it's going to affect us here on campus. So that's basically what I just wanted to get out of it.
Our activity here was really about student access and student success.
There's multiple people on this campus that I've associated with throughout the years that identify as part of the trans community, and there's just a lot of fear going around with that in general. It's going to affect all of us.
The forum also caught the interest of one SAU alum.
It's something that impacts people I care about, even if it doesn't necessarily impact me.
Although the forum was live streamed for those unable to attend,
who feel really yucky about maybe some of this.
In person, attendance was smaller than expected.
It was kind of a little disappointing to see the turnout. I know that DEI identities are very prevalent on this university. It's just a little bit of a bummer. But.
The same way it's not considered a protected class under the Iowa Civil Code.
It just hurts a little bit because I would just think we would want to at the very least just show concern.
Our faculty and our staff as well would be engaged in conversations to prevent that, as would your administration.
Though the future is uncertain.
I'd kind of like to just stay here, but going elsewhere is definitely a thing that I've been considering more and more. Whether or not that would be good for me, I don't know.
I would hope that there grows to be a closer community. At the very least, I just hope that people can be as accepting as they have been in the 6 years that I've been here.
SGA and Dr. Novak's promise to uphold the dignity of every person and to foster solidarity.
We have a lot of people here who are genuinely invested in their community and seeing positive change in the world.
Remains true. For SAU Weekly,
we're really here to advocate and support all of you.
I'm Grant Ward. SGA wants to ensure the campus community of their commitment to all students and that any questions or concerns can be sent to sga@sau.edu.
Walking around campus, chances are you've seen a certain someone behind camera capturing the stories of SAU. However, videographer Hannah Kranick has a unique story of her own, and I was lucky enough to help her tell it.
Hannah Kranick, a multimedia specialist for St. Ambrose, was born and raised in Ukraine.
My sister, me, my mother.
Growing up with an actress for a mom, she was immersed in film and theater from the get-go.
Have been passionate about cinematography and photography, and my mom was an actress. I think it's like why I have big passion in it.
At 27, she went on to get her cinematography degree at Kiev Theater and Cinema University. But not too long after, her entire life changed.
When the war started, me, my son, my husband, and our cat, we evacuated to Poland. Some family what we never met before from the WIT, they invite us to their house.
Despite her experience in cinematography, Hannah found it difficult to find a job right away.
It's like with my English skills, not very easy to find a job. I work here in hotel, in grocery store, and in same time I try find like job for me, for my passion.
Being in the United States while her friends and family are still in war-torn Ukraine has not been easy.
I feel like now it's like all Ukrainians, it's my family. Because it's like very painful feeling. I don't know, because it's not fair to us. We just want to be free. If Ukraine give up, it's no more Ukraine.
The conflict in Ukraine has inspired Hannah to take up an old passion, art.
When I come to USA, I start painting again. I think it's because I need to express my feelings, like all this pain what I have.
Hannah encourages Americans to be aware of their global situation.
We need to understand what happened in the world, in our countries. It's what I want to say.
For SAU Weekly, I'm Evie Breitbach.
Hannah says continued support for Ukraine will ensure that many like her will still have a place to call home when the conflict is over.
On Saturday, SAU Dance Marathon hosted their 5th annual gala in the Rogalski Center Ballroom. Students and families were treated with a dinner to support their biggest fundraising event of the year. SAU Weekly's Emmett O'Brien takes us there.
It was all glitz and glamour for SAU Dance Marathon at their biggest fundraising event of the year.
It's a great event. Community, family, friends all come here to support. It's really great because they get to hear stories from these families that they haven't heard before, and they get to see why us students are making the impact that we are.
The evening included a silent auction, a wine giveaway, a gift card tree, all while enjoying a nice dinner. But the mission of Dance Marathon goes much deeper.
I love making an impact any way that I can, whether that be fundraising or just making a mark on any of our families that we support. Every year they come back year after year.
This is all in preparation for their final big event on April 5th.
My favorite part is just working with them in general, kind of figuring out their story and their interests too, just kind of allowing them to be kids, because that's a big part of what we do and why we do what we do.
For SAU Weekly, I'm Emmett O'Brien.
Thanks, Emmett. All the proceeds from the gala will be added to their funds to donate to the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. Their big event will be held April 5th.
On Wednesday night, St. Ambrose hosted the Intramural Basketball Championship in Lee Lohman Arena. And though it was only IMs, it was all too serious for head coach and SAU junior Jack Esselman.
Hey, we're good, we're good. God, Pat, we need those boards. That was clean. Good hustle, good hustle. Bang, bang. There it is.
Esselman likes to stay animated during games to keep the team motivated on the court. As a student manager for the football team, his roster consists of many former players and current teammates there to watch. Esselman says the suit is mainly for laughs, but also to show that he and the Bees mean business on the hardwood.
I remember telling my grandpa a few years ago that when John Shire came on the scene and he was wearing just a quarter zip, I said, oh no, he should be wearing a suit. So when I decided to start fake coaching, I said, well, I've got to be true to that and wear a suit for it.
I'm glad he showed up well-dressed. He's the best-dressed coach that possibly in intramural history. Great coach, great speeches also. He quotes a lot of movies. His movie knowledge with quotes is ridiculous.
Esselman's team faced a devastating loss in the championship, but he says they're already looking ahead to next season.
Coming up next in sports, Nationals bound. Men's bowling and cheer and dance qualify for Nationals.
Plus, a recap of the men's basketball season with head coach Ray Shevlin and senior Grant Mason.
Join SAU Weekly's Dominic Neely as he takes you inside SAU athletics. Stay tuned.
Capture a piece of the past with Trash Can Annie, where vintage meets vibrant in every stitch. Browse our carefully curated collection of clothing and accessories ranging from the late 1800s to current styles. Dress to impress with Laura's unique style and wardrobe consultations. Find a style and make it yours with Trash Can Annie, your destination for timeless fashion.
Visit Ragged Records, one of the largest record stores in the Midwest. Browse more than 30,000 new and used records, from timeless classics to new releases, and rare finds in every aisle. New to collecting vinyl? Check out our large selection of stereo equipment to spruce up your listening experience. Find your groove at Ragged Records, located along Motor Row in Davenport and in Rock Island next to Roz Talks.
Whether you're a competitive runner, looking to stay fit, or just looking for comfort and support, Running Wild has you covered. Locally owned for more than 3 decades, Running Wild is the Quad City's trusted source for athletic wear and accessories. No matter your experience level, we'll help you find the right fit with all the top brands for running and walking and the latest in running apparel. Open 7 days a week, just up Brady Street. Don't walk, run to Running Wild, your run specialty store.
Tune in to KALA and hear something different. Programming that celebrates the diversity of our listeners. We're advocates for the arts, showcasing your favorite music from around the world. We're storytellers, producing award-winning news and educational podcasts. We're dedicated sports fans, bringing you the latest Fighting Bee action from St. Ambrose University. We're a learning lab, mentoring the next generation of broadcasters and content creators. A part of your community for 5 decades. We're KALA Radio, 88.5 FM and 106.1 FM. Turn it on and turn it up.
It's been another exciting season for the SAU men's bowling team. They now have their sights set on the bright lights of Las Vegas. McKenna Verdon takes us to the lanes to talk to the team ahead of their trip.
As the men's bowling team pushed towards the postseason, they found themselves bowling their best at the perfect time.
It's one of our best performances all year, so we're looking forward to carrying that momentum.
Last weekend, the Bees took first place at the intercollegiate team sectionals and earned their spot at nationals.
Like, we knew we had it, but we wanted to lead the sectional. That was our goal. We didn't want to finish second or third, especially to rivals. So we kept bowling, we kept pushing, we pushed to lead that sectional.
The team had an average score of a 234 per game. Over the course of 2 days, the Bees bowled a total of 64 team games. The Bees remained focused but had a lot of fun.
A lot of laughs. We had a lot of laughs in there. We really did good at staying patient this weekend. Knowing that there's 64 games, you don't really have to press very much because there's a lot of time left in the tournament. So I mean, just knowing that the days are going to be long, and we came prepared for that.
After struggling in the last tournament of the regular season, the Bees were determined to make their mark at sectionals.
After the Hoosier, we were down in the dumps, some would say. So we really needed a confidence booster, and this weekend definitely showed it. We all came together as a group, close-knit. We were all striking. We were all having a great time all weekend. It was great.
Sophomore Lucas Hershard also qualified for nationals for his individual games.
Well, I figured at the end, actually our coach was talking to me about how I'd be on the bubble, and once we found one guy dropped out. A lot of my teammates came over running and telling me.
The Bees now shift their focus to nationals.
Preparing for nationals, we're just going to be doing a lot of group activities, trying to get even closer and just trying to fine-tune our skills even more.
For senior Zach Grime, this will be his last collegiate tournament after making it to nationals the last 4 years.
You know it's your last one, but I'm going to try and block that out.
The Fighting Bees are now Vegas bound and hoping to bring home some gold.
We want to come back with hardware. We want to come back with a helmet cup.
For SAU Weekly, I'm McKenna Verdon.
Thanks, McKenna. The Bees will compete for a national title in Las Vegas in mid-April.
1, 2, 3, SAU!
On Saturday, the SAU cheer team competed in the inaugural American Midwest Conference Championship in Missouri. Although the Bees started with a 3.5-point deduction, barely putting them ahead of the competition, they pulled through in the final round and took first place with an overall score of 94.97 points. The dance team also competed on Saturday, and it was a face-off between SAU and Viterbo early. But the Bees would come out on top, scoring 90.34 points and taking first place with no point deductions. Fighting Bee Josie Kaffenberger was named AMC Performer of the Year. Both the cheer and dance team now shift their focus to nationals, once again in hopes of earning a third consecutive title. The Fighting Bees achieved 14 All-American performances at the NAIA Swimming and Diving Championships in Elkhart, Indiana. The men's team had standout performances from Bram Mess, who became a 5-time All-American, and Corey Werhert, who earned All-American honors in 3 events. The women's team also had impressive finishes, including Irene Artabe and Bridget O'Grady, earning All-American recognition. The Bees broke several school and liberal arts conference records at this meet. This past Sunday, the SAU women's lacrosse hosted a pair of games this past weekend, looking to grab their first win of the season. The Bees open up conference play against the Midland Warriors. The offense starts off strong, scoring 6 goals in the first quarter, including this one from Carson Jumati. Later in the first half, Regan Dodier would score on a free position shot, making the score 8-1. With victory on the horizon, SAU looked strong on the defensive front, keeping the Warriors to just 5 goals. The girls would win their first conference game of the year, 23-5. The Bees have carried that momentum throughout the week, getting road wins at Culver Stockton 16-15. Goalie Sage Carlton posted 12 saves, while Katie McGlynn was the leading goal scorer at 5. The Bees also defeated UHSP 13-7. The team was led by 6 goals from Annabelle Brown. Ambrose is now sitting at 3-0 in conference play and tied for first place. The SAU men's basketball team recently wrapped up their season. They finished the season with 15 wins overall and 8 wins in conference play, good enough to qualify for the CCAC tournament. The Bees would play tough against top-seeded St. Francis before coming up short in the quarterfinals. The Saints would later go on to win the tournament. Will Spriggs and Atum Agat were both named to the All-Conference team. Spriggs earned second-team All-Conference honors, and Agat was named Honorable Mention. Despite their challenges this season, the Fighting Bees were led by encouraging words and hard work of senior Grant Mason. He was awarded with the Coach's Award for his leadership.
We had a lot of ups and a lot of downs, but the biggest thing was to stay mellow throughout it. Always have a positive mindset and know that it's not always about yourself, but to put the team first.
We're losing, 6 or 7 seniors that have had a major impact on the program. We really feel the guys we have coming back will really step up and do exceptionally well. We do feel that we're going to get some commitments here within the next 3 weeks of some players that I think can come in and contribute as well. But that blending part will be very good. But we really expect to be outstanding next year.
The future looks bright for St. Ambrose men's basketball as they have several key players coming back next season. Returners like Guillermo Narbona and Ignacio Dacunda will step into leadership roles with plenty of younger talent in tow. That'll do it for Inside SAU Athletics. I'm Dominic Neely.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of SAU Weekly. We'll be back next week with the latest news in sports from St. Ambrose University.
Remember to check out the SAU TV Facebook and Instagram pages for our newscasts, top stories, and more. You can also find them on The Hive at sauthebuzz.com.
Thanks for watching and enjoy your spring break.
Hello, St. Ambrose. For spring break, I'm going to be hiking in the mountains of Colorado.
I want to be skiing in the mountains of Colorado.
I'm not going to do either in the mountains of Colorado.
Going to visit family in Michigan.
Spring break, we're going to Nashville. We're going to go see some friends that are strength coaches for the Titans.
For spring break, I'm going home.
I'm going to Disney World.
I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Wisconsin.
Oh, what's up, SAU?
Trey, what are you doing for spring break again?
Dude, I think I'm just gonna go home, St. Louis. I'm gonna visit the Gateway Arch.
So for spring break, I'm going to Colorado with my roommates. My roommate's uncle is really rich and owns this Colorado mansion, so we're gonna go spend the week there for free.